everyone. Welcome to another Thursday Flow with me. My name is Mallory, if we have not practiced together before. And I'm so glad that you chose to join me today for this yoga session. So, with everything going on, how have you been doing? I know last week I asked us to all check in and, what are we doing? How are we spending our time? And something that I have problems with is control, and I know a lot of people can relate to that. I am a control freak, and there's really nothing we can control, especially right now in this time that is still unfolding. We really don't know much, and so it's really hard to kind of plan and have these things that we need to do, and we can't get them done. So I'm really trying to stay grounded and take it back to the things I can control. So the things that we can control are our breath, our minds, and our bodies. And so with that being said, let's leave everything that's not working for us, anything that is not allowing us to be the best versions of ourselves. Let's just leave it out, away, send it out of this room, get rid of it. And we will start nice and fresh. And it'll be really nice, just shedding all of that does not serve us. And so why don't we go ahead and find any comfortable position. I like to start laying down, but you could start in a seat, maybe child's pose, whatever is good for you. Let's go there now. And as we start to settle into our mats, let your body melt. And finding a restful yet wakeful posture. And start to take notice of your body. And taking notice of the thoughts. And taking notice of your breath. And as the body becomes still, we might notice an influx of thoughts. But as we use the breath, cultivating awareness to these thoughts, let them go with every exhale. And calming our minds. And slowing down the body, the breath, and the mind, yoking them all together. And as we breathe in, we're slowly filling up through the nose, expanding through the lungs, opening the chest. And on your breath out, we'll release all of the air into the body. And breathing in, we fill up from the deepest part of our lungs, expanding nice and full, never rushing the breath. And on the exhale, slowly empty out. Creating a rhythm here, our ebb and flow of breath, and always returning to it. And on your next breath in, slowly take your arms overhead. And if you're seated or in child's pose, why don't we come to our backs and we'll interlace the fingers, Kali Mudra, pointer finger up. And we'll take a nice long pencil stretch. And pointing the fingers away from the toes, finding length throughout that body, making that connection. And on your exhale, hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees, and give yourself a great big hug. And always taking a moment of gratitude for our health and for our bodies. And breathing in, we'll lengthen out, taking the arms back overhead and seeing if we can't stretch a little bit longer than we did the time before. We'll take the soles of our feet, the heels, and we'll send them over to the right corner of the mat. And taking the wrists to the upper right corner, we'll bend our spine into a little C shape, coming into our banana asana. And we can take the left hand to our heart if this does not feel good in your shoulder. Maybe crossing the left leg over the right for a little bit extra. Again, taking every opportunity to shut down the eyes. Really taking this time to nurture yourself. And breathing in, we'll take the body back to center. And on your breath out, send the legs and the feet over to the left corner of the mat. And taking the wrists to the upper left corner. And again, maybe placing the hands on the heart, maybe stacking the right leg on top of the left. Let that side body open. And breathing in, we'll take the body back to the middle of the mat. And on your exhale, we'll pull the knees in tight, maybe rocking from side to side if this feels good for you. And whenever you're ready, we'll cross up the ankles, making our way up to a seated position. And getting there however is best for you, and finding a variation of a seat that works. So we can take half lotus, butterfly, maybe even the legs straight. We'll take this time to settle into our sit bones, sitting with a nice tall spine, keeping this line of energy stacked from our crown to our tailbone, lifting up. The shoulders will drop away from the ears, hands will rest on the knees. And relaxing the muscles of the face and coming back to our breath. And all of the air comes into the body, slowly lifting the hands overhead. And the palms will come to touch, and we'll exhale the hands to the center of our chest. May our thoughts be peaceful. May our actions be guided by love. And may our practice benefit all beings everywhere. And breathing in, we'll take the arms up. And on your exhale, open them wide. And placing the hands back on the knees, we'll Still lengthen that spine. And why don't we do some neck rolls? Slowly taking the head to the right. Rolling out the neck. And pausing for just a moment. And take it the other direction. Letting the head come back straight. We'll take the right hand and we'll send it over to the side of our mat. We'll start to crawl the fingers away. And while we do this, take the left ear to the left shoulder. And continuing with our breath. And slowly releasing, taking the head back to center. The hand will rest on the knee. And taking our left hand, we'll crawl the fingertips out to the side. We'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And breathing in, we'll come to center. We'll lift the hands. And on your exhale, we'll slowly start to crawl the fingertips out in front of us. And easing our way into a forward fold, maybe staying right here, letting gravity pull you down, but we never want to do anything that hurts the body. And taking a moment to find release here in the neck, the jaw, the lower back. And just try to find some softness. And slowly and gently, we'll press onto the hands, unraveling the feet. And I'll turn to the side of my mat, and we'll make our way into our tabletop position. And the hands are stacked underneath the shoulders, and the knees are underneath our hips. The hands are spread nice and wide, and we'll start to move our spine. And breathing in, we'll drop the belly and lift the gaze, raising our tailbones, coming into our cow pose. And on your breath out, let's round in our spines, tucking our chin into our chest, and we'll let all of the air go. And breathing in, we lift our gaze, dropping the belly. Really exaggerate this. Feel this in every vertebrae, and there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. Just be here right now. Maybe we want to rock from side to side, maybe circles with the spine. And always finding what feels best for your body. And making our way back to a neutral spine. We'll do a little shoulder opener here. So we will ground down in our left hand, breathing in, taking the right arm up nice and tall. And on your breath out, we'll take this right hand underneath the left armpit. Maybe taking this left hand up and around our backs. Maybe corkscrewing the spine a little bit. And slowly and gently we'll press into that left hand, Breathing in, we'll extend the right arm up to the ceiling, opening the chest. And on your exhale, we'll plant the hand. And setting up for the other side, we'll breathe in, taking the left arm up, opening the chest. And on the exhale, we'll slowly take the left hand underneath the right armpit. The left ear will come to our mat. And we can take this right arm around our backs. And taking full and complete breaths here. And slowly grounding down into the right palm. We'll breathe in, lifting our arm up nice and tall. And on the exhale, we'll plant our hand on the mat. And taking the soles of the feet together, we'll sit back on the feet, extending the arms out in front of us. We'll take a child's pose. And taking a few grounding breaths here, centering ourselves, opening our hearts. And always knowing that child's pose is one you can take at any time during any class. And this is your practice, so listen to your body, do what feels good, and don't do anything that hurts. And so continuing with the things that we can control, our mind, our bodies, and our breath. Using that as your theme throughout this practice. And so we'll take a deep breath in, pressing the palms into the mat. We'll lift with the toes, lifting the hips, and we'll make our way into our downward facing dog. Maybe adjusting the feet, walking them in, walking them back, seeing what is your best variation of this. We could bend the knees if we have a little roundness in our spine. But the goal here is to have a long, straight back and feel the length throughout your legs. So taking a breath in, we'll raise to the tips of our toes or the balls of our feet. And on your exhale, we'll bend the knees, taking the chest over our thighs. Engaging the core here. And breathing in, we'll lengthen out the legs. And on your exhale, slowly pull the heels towards the back of your mat. And we'll do this one more time, breathing in to the tips of our toes. And on the exhale, we'll bend the knees. And breathing in, the legs will come long. And on your exhale, we'll slowly pull the heels towards the back of the mat. And when your body's completely empty of breath, we'll slowly take the feet to meet the hands. And we'll hang heavy here. And the knees can be gently bent. I like to try to get my chest to my thighs, adding a little compression. And dropping the head, releasing the lower back. And rooting down into the feet, we breathe in, lifting the body, raising the hands. Maybe lifting the gaze, but we're making our way into our tall mountain pose. This is very active. Feet are pressing down into the earth. The body is lifting up. And we'll take a breath in, and on the exhale, we'll turn the palms to the front. And we'll take a side bend, lifting that right heel up, right elbow to the right hip. Really stretching out this side body. Breathing in, we'll come back up. And on your exhale, we'll take a side bend to the left elbow to our left hip. And breathing in, both hands will come up, lift your gaze. And on your exhale, we'll open the arms wide and we'll fold down. And breathing in, we halfway lift to long through our spines, taking that line of energy, the crown of the head away from the tailbone. And on the exhale, we'll fold. And rooting down into the toes, we breathe in, lifting our bodies, lifting the chest, and lifting our gaze, active fingers. And on the exhale, we'll take the right hand, left hand, and we'll turn them out. And we'll slowly side bend over to the right side, lifting up the heel. And breathing in, we'll come back to center. And on your exhale, we'll side bend to the left side. And breathing in, both hands will come up, lifting the gaze. Maybe shift your hips forward, creating a small back bend. And we can take the hands to our lower back, pulling those shoulder blades together. And just creating some space in the front of the body, allowing that full and complete breath to be even bigger. And breathing in, we'll lift the hands. And on your exhale, we'll soften down. And breathing in, we halfway lift to long through our spine. And on our exhale, we'll fold. And planting the hands into the mat, we'll root down with the right foot. And we'll slowly send the left leg back behind us. And finding our stance here, our solid foundation. And taking a breath. And whenever you're ready, we'll breathe in, raising up for our crescent lunge. And so in our crescent lunge, our back heel is up, our front knee is stacked over our ankle, active hands, active glutes. And slowly and gently, we'll let the back knee hit the mat. Breathing in, we might ease the hips forward. The back foot is pressing into the top of the mat. And taking a breather, finding that breath. And we'll take a big inhale, and on your exhale, right arm behind, left hand in front. And we'll reverse revolve our low crescent lunge. We'll turn and flip the front palm, breathing in, taking this into an exalted crescent lunge, maybe letting the back foot float up, and giving it a try, kind of playing around in your practice. And I forgot to mention to grab a blanket, a towel, whatever you need for your knee. But we'll take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, both hands will come to the top of the mat. We'll lift the back toes, and we'll step the feet together. And breathing in, we halfway lift to long through our spines. And on the exhale, we'll fold. And planting the left foot into the mat, we'll step back with our right. Again, holding this for just a moment, letting the hamstring open. And breathing in, we'll slowly raise up for our crescent lunge. And so the hips are squared with the top of the mat, And the back heel is up. Maybe adjusting the feet to figure out how you can make this the most stable pose. So breathing in, we'll take the arms up. And on your exhale, slowly let the back knee hit the mat. Maybe easing the hips forward. We want to keep the knee stacked over the ankle. And we'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, left hand behind, right hand in front. And we'll take our reverse revolve. Engaging those glutes, active fingers. And we'll take a breath in, flipping the front palm, sending the hand up and over. This hand can be down our thigh, around our back. Again, maybe letting that foot float up. Doing all of these poses with ease and effort. We'll take a breath in. Hands will frame our left foot. Tipping the back toes up. We'll step the feet together. And breathing in, we halfway lift, flattening out through the back. And on our exhale, we'll fold. And rooting down into the feet, we breathe in, lifting our bodies, lifting our chest. Just take a big exhale out. Maybe shutting down the eyes for a moment. Our body should be nice and warm, and feeling the energy from our fingertips, down our arms, down our cores, down our legs, and into our feet. And taking a big breath in, we'll lift the gaze, lifting the body. And on your exhale, the palms will come together, and we'll slowly sink our hips down into our chair pose. And so with our chair pose, we want to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Maybe we're in a bar stool, maybe we're in a super low chair, depending on your anatomy. Just find what works for you. And we're all drawing energy into our cores, pushing down with our feet. And we'll take a breath in, sweeping the arms behind our back, interlacing the fingers. We'll pull down with the knuckles, opening the chest, opening the throat. And we'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, we'll hinge forward to fold down. And so maybe the arms stay right on the back, or we can let them fall away if that feels good. And releasing the arms, we'll breathe into halfway lift. And on your exhale, we'll fold. And planting the hands into the mat, we'll slowly step back with this left foot. Again, taking a moment, finding our feeting. We'll plant the left hand on the inside of the right foot, lifting up with the right arm for our dragonfly twist. So really pushing out of the shoulder, lifting up. We'll take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, we'll open the arms, pivoting the back foot, and we'll come into our warrior two. And so the back foot can be turned at a 45-degree angle or so. Again, knees stacked over the ankle for the front foot. The arms are out to a T, active hands. And finding our breath. And turning and flipping the front palm, we'll breathe in, reversing our warrior. And our left hand can be down our side. maybe around our back, but we're lunging deep into the front leg. We'll fill our lungs, taking those arms around, straightening out the front leg. We'll stack the shoulders, stacking the hips for our triangle pose. And so if we were flat against the wall, our bodies would be flat against the wall. So we don't want to stick our butts out, collapse in the shoulders. Maybe we stay right up here. We'll take a deep breath in. And slowly on your exhale, we'll raise the body up for our star pose. Adjusting the feet and finding the breath, shutting down the eyes. And making the body very, very active. We're not limp and soft, we're strong and active, using our breath. The moment we stop breathing is the moment we stop doing yoga. So we'll fill up with our lungs. And on your exhale, we'll take the peace fingers to our hip bones and we'll hinge forward to fold down. And so we'll take several rounds of breath here in this wide leg forward fold. I say this on every video and every class to use this time to play around in your practice. We can try to do our middle splits, arm balance, inversion, using the wall for a prop, for anything. This is your time, so we'll take about 7 more rounds of breath. Maybe we just want to hang out in this forward fold. And slowly heel-toeing the feet back to our wide leg. We'll take a breath in to lengthen through our spine, flattening out our back for a halfway lift. And on the exhale, we'll walk our hands over to the left foot, just pivoting the toes and facing a new direction to change it up on the brain. And we'll ground down into the left foot. Again, taking just a moment in this lunge. We'll slowly raise up for our crescent lunge on our left side. So we're engaging the feet, the glutes, the hands. And we'll start to lift the toes of the left foot, grounding down. And slowly we'll lift off into our airplane, hands behind us, and we can, maybe take it to a little hover and holding on to the wall, but sending those arms behind us, lifting the chest, active feet, active hands. We'll step the feet together. And breathing in, we'll lift the arms. And on your exhale, we'll fold down. And breathing in, we halfway lift along through our spines. And on our exhale, we'll fold. And rooting down into the left foot, we'll slowly send the right leg behind us. And allowing that hamstring to open. Whenever you're ready, we'll place the right hand inside of the left foot. And we'll open up with the left arm for our dragonfly twist. And strong and buoyant here. I can never stress how important it is to stay with the breath. And filling up with our lungs, we'll pivot the back foot, opening the arms, lunging into the left leg for our warrior two. We'll take the shoulders away from the ears, knees stacked over the ankle, and pressing into the pinky toe of the back foot. We'll turn and flip the front palm, breathing in, sending the arm up and over, lunging into the front knee as best as we can. We'll fill our lungs, and on the exhale, we'll take the left leg straight, and taking the arms, stacking the shoulders, and we'll come into our triangle pose. And our gaze can be down at the ground, maybe up towards the ceiling. We'll take a breath in, and on your exhale, slowly raise up. And we'll come back into that star pose. And shutting down the eyes, and feeling your breath and feeling your body. And the peace fingers will come to our hips. And on your breath out, we'll fold forward. Again, taking several rounds of breath here to maybe work on the middle split, wide leg forward fold. I like to do maybe some lunges from side to side. Do whatever you would like to do here. Easing our way back into our wide leg forward fold. And breathing in, we'll halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. And on your exhale, we'll turn the toes back to the top of the mat, locking the hands. And hanging out in this lunge for just a beat. And rounding the foot down, we'll breathe in, raising up for our crescent lunge. The back heel is up, pressing firm, maybe spreading and lifting the toes of the right foot. And we'll take a big breath in, and on your exhale, we'll lift off. Again, airplane pose, maybe just taking the back toe to the mat behind you. We can try to level this out. You might find one side is easier to balance on than the other. And slowly and gently, the feet will come together, breathing in, lifting the body. And on your exhale, we'll fold down. And breathing in, we halfway lift to long through the spine. And on your exhale, we'll fold. And slowly and gently, we'll drop our booties to our mat. And coming back down to a seat, however is best for you to get there. So repositioning, maybe taking a sip of water. And we'll take our feet, soles of the feet together. The heels can be close in, maybe further out, depending on your anatomy. But we'll lengthen through the spine, taking a breath in. Arms will raise on the inhale, and on your exhale, we'll slowly fold down. And again, maybe we stay right up here. If this doesn't feel good for the knees, we can totally take the legs out. But we'll work our way into our butterfly pose. Slowing down the breath. And start to settle into stillness. And so this is the yin part of our class. There is this balance that we always try to attain, and in yoga our balance is our yin and our yang. And so our yang would be our masculine, our standing, our strong, our contracting, our first part of class. And so this is where we finish off with our feminine, surrender, release, all of the good stuff. It's both very good, but we cannot have one without the other. And so using that breath to breathe into all of the tight spaces. And we'll take a deep breath in, and on your breath out, slowly walk the body up. Maybe taking the hands behind the back, and we can plant the feet. And we'll windshield wipe the legs from side to side. And just offering a little release here in the hips. We'll make our way back into our tabletop position. We will be taking a pigeon pose here, and I'll offer two different variations. So the first one, we can take this right leg back and pulling the right ankle to the left wrist. We'll send that leg through our hands and easing down onto the hip. And keeping this back leg straight. If you don't feel anything here, maybe take the leg more parallel to the top of your mat. And we'll sit with a nice tall spine, breathing in to lift the gaze. And on your exhale, we'll fold over the leg. Again, if this does not feel good in your hips, we can take this on our back. So we'll recline. And taking the legs into the air, we'll take the right foot and cross it over the left knee. Maybe bending that knee, taking the hands through the center of the leg. Maybe taking the knee a little bit closer to your chest. And again, invite softness and stillness into the body. And so for this yin practice, we do hold these poses for 3 to 5 minutes, allowing the connective tissue to release. It does take 3 to 5 minutes to break up all of that tightness. And then with it, we can send any unwanted energy, any bad emotions, whatever's not serving you. This is where just let it all out. Slowly we'll take a breath in. This is Izzy girl. Izzy, she wants to go outside. Just a couple more minutes. Breathing in, we'll lift the gaze. And if you would like to, and placing the hands back in front of us, we can push up back into our tabletop. And if you're on your back, go ahead and switch legs and we can rock from side to side. But we'll all take the left leg, maybe crossing it over the right knee or pulling the left ankle into the right wrist. And again, taking a moment to settle onto our hip. And breathing in to lift the gaze and lift the chest. And on the exhale, we'll soften down. And so if you find this super uncomfortable, see if you can redirect the breath, redirect your attention, finding comfort in the discomfort, but never experiencing pain. And checking in with your jaw. Is it clenched? Is it soft? We have a tendency to really hold our stress here in the face. Maybe even take a second to massage the face. And we'll take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, slowly lift the body, lifting the gaze. And we'll sit on our hip. And taking the feet out in front of us. And if you are on your back, just come up for one quick second. We'll kind of stretch the front of our legs. Just taking a little different pose here. And settling onto those sit bones. Lengthening through the spine. Maybe taking a slight bend in the knees. But we'll breathe in, lifting the arms. And on your exhale, we'll fold. We want to keep that nice straight spine. We don't want to collapse. Kind of does feel good in the shoulders. We'll lengthen, taking our heart over the knees. And dropping the head. And all of the air will come into the body, and on your exhale, you'll slowly raise. Again, we can take the hands behind the back, pulling the feet up, maybe swishing the legs from side to side. And we'll all come down to our backs, and hugging the knees into the chest. And we'll open the arms to a T. And keeping the knees stacked, we'll slowly let them fall over to the right side. Our gaze is over the left hand, and shutting down the eyes. Breathing in, the knees will come back to center. And on your exhale, we'll let them fall over to the left. Keeping both shoulders grounded into the mat. The gaze is over the right arm. And breathing in, we'll take the knees to center. Planting the feet, taking the knees up to the air, the hands down by our waist. And breathing in, we'll slowly lift the hips up for our bridge pose. Maybe sliding those shoulder blades underneath your body, lifting up with the hips. And slowly exhaling down to the mat. And lifting the knees. We'll raise the feet into the air. Just ending our practice with a little inversion. Maybe pointing and flexing the toes. And we could take the legs out to a straddle. And breathing in, gently pulling the feet to touch. And bending at the knees, dropping the feet down to the floor. And finish out your practice with any last pose your body is asking from you. We could take a shoulder stand, plow, wheel, happy baby. And whenever you are ready, let's make our way into rest. Laying out nice and long on our mats. Again, releasing all effort. You have made it through class. This should feel so, so good laying here. Letting the body soften. And shutting down your eyes. And focusing in back on our mind, our body, and our breath. And slowly we'll start to feel our eyebrows pulling away from one another. And notice the air as it comes in through your nose. And the tongue is gently placed in the back of your mouth. And the jaw is unclenched. The shoulders are down and away from your ears. The arms are relaxed. And the fingers have a slight curl to them. And notice the rise and fall of your chest. The legs are heavy. And the toes are comfortably placed outward. The whole body is relaxed. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And open your mouth and let it all out. And wiggle your fingers and toes, hugging the knees into the chest. And whenever you're ready, roll over to your right side. And always leading with our hearts, we'll make our way to a comfortable seat. And taking the hands to the center of the chest. Shanti means peace. Om Shanti to each and every one of you. Let go of what we cannot control. Namaste. Yay! Thank you again for joining me for this Thursday yoga flow. You know, all of us put so much energy, effort, and our hearts into every class, and it means a lot with every view we get. And thank you for your support. And you can also leave a donation for Arlington Yoga Center. If you go to their page, I can post a link also in the comments of this video. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I hope we all are adjusting to everything going on. Love and light. Namaste.